All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to do just a little short demonstration on making a Christmas bell ornament. You can see the top camera real quick. You can see a little pencil drawing of just kind of remind me what I want to get done here. And we're going to start this on a screw chuck, and I have a dedicated screw chuck for here. Just Power Max got more power than I do. All right. Make sure that's all good and snugged up. All right, nice and snug. Okay. So unlike Jason Clark, we are going to take this to full round, the first thing. Okay. Listen to this thing scream. Get up to about 2,000 RPMs. This is a 2-inch blank. Okay, so first thing is just knock off the corner. And then we're just going to take it to round. And make sure you're going to round. You can just put your thumb on the tool. Trail your fingers on the back side. You can just feel when it's finally on round. Not quite there yet. All right. Still got a little bit more to go here. There we are. That's good. Always a good thing to do when you first get a piece round. Skew the edge. Just that way it gets nice and cleaned up. Oh, this honey locust is not liking me. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do first, let's get the top, is kind of do some shaping on the bell. So I'm going to grab me a 1/2-inch skew, a 1/2-inch spindle gouge. And we're just going to do kind of an OG shape, come down in here and then round over to the top. So all right. Cut back. Okay. like that shape. That shape looks pretty good. So I'm going to use this chuck to hold the top piece. If we ever want to look at that. This is a BD275. It's the small jaws. They close to about 3/4 of an inch. So I have a 7/8 inch wrench that I'm going to use to size the top part and get my tenon to get prepped for my tenon. Take a beading and parting tool. Come down. And hold this big wrench over here in the way till it goes over. Now I know that's good. Okay. And switch over to my 3/8 spindle gouge. Alright. A little bit more swoop on that bell. Okay. Right here. Okay. Now we're just going to make the top section here. Take this down. Now I always like to hide my final chucking in the piece itself. So I want to come in and just cut me a little bit of a dovetail right here. So my jaws will fit. And then cut it flat across. So that right there is the final chucking point for this particular piece. Now I also want to get this little top ledge above it to have a similar roundness as the rest of the bell. Now we'll just cut the top. Here's something decorative. This can change depending on whatever piece you want to do. Now also remember, this is a Christmas ornament, so you need a hanger for it. So first thing we're going to do is just make a little decorative topper. Come back and clean that up. And then I want to make just a little recess here. And so I can attach a screw eye. Grab just a little drill bit. And go in that much. So that way now I've got the hole cut for the screw eye. Everything's, and we're ready to sand. So take the tool rest out of the way for just a bit. Grab some sandpaper. There we go. Nice and pretty. Now here's also the point before you sand it, if you wanted to put a bead in or burn some decorative lines, all that can be done. This is just really how you do the basic shape. You got your shape done. We're pretty good there. So I'm going to use Hut pin polish. Pretty easy application with this stuff. Just go through and rub it on. Whenever possible, it's always good to use a paper towel because they don't break, or they break. They don't wrap around your finger and pull fingers off. So watch the shine just form on that as you bring it across. Always use the brown first. It's always good also when you do use this product, make sure you blend it in all the wax before you go on to the next one or your next stage. Okay. Now just find. That's kind of fun. And there we are. Outside should be nice and shiny. Very pretty. And we got an unintentional burn line, but it's kind of a nice decoration right there on the top. Has a good grain to it. So now we're going to take it off the screw chuck. And then because this is a chuck that's set up for an 1 inch by 8, I have a 1 inch by 8 adapter to 1 1/4 inch, or 1 1/4 inch to 1/8, and then I can use this chuck. Put your thumb in the hole and push it solid against it. Always in a demo. I didn't quite cut this small enough. Yeah, there's about I didn't quite cut it small enough where it'll fit in the center of the hole. Yeah. Luckily, you know, one nice thing about using a screw chuck over a worm screw is it will go back on almost perfectly. It's perfectly centered back on there. I use this screw chuck for a lot of my work, and I put it back on the lathe after I'm done drilling so I can do a final polish, and I rarely ever have any problem with it being out of yep, back perfect where it was. Darn, I'm going to lose that cool little burn line. All right. One more spin on this guy. That works. Okay. All right. The one nice thing about starting this on a screw chuck is now I've already got a hole in the center drilled. And that does make hollowing this guy out so much easier. So we're going to start with my 3/8 spindle gouge. Take and watch it fly. That's better. All right. Take 2. All right, you might want to go to this camera for this part. Now you want to just ease the edge in very nice and slowly. Take gentle cuts. I brought 2. Okay. Come on. There we go. Uh-oh, that's not good. Of course, now this blank doesn't want to cooperate on a different direction. We'll see if we can get it to work. All right. Back to a spindle gouge. And take 2. Top view, yeah. Okay. Start at the end. All right. Grab my trusty skew. Size this tenon right. We got to first cut a flat section right there. Take my skew chisel. Cut me a flat. So that way that chuck has something to hold up against. Cut a dovetail with this end. So it's got something to bite into. Now we size the top, or shape the top. Looking good. That'll do it. All right, back with the hut polish. Grab everything I need for that. Take 2 on the switching it over. When your demo doesn't go the way you want it to. Okay, so again, back to hollowing. I'm gonna mostly use a spindle gouge, and then I'll get into a scraper once I get deeper into it. But to get the hole open, I'm gonna use a standard 3/8 spindle gouge. Okay. Put it down at about 45-degree angle and just very lightly pull out. Little bit. Can smell the CA glue. Reason why you do this is that you're cutting on that down angle on the bottom side. Shouldn't get a catch. Shouldn't. I'm not going to say it's not possible. I'm just saying you shouldn't. You can see that we're getting really nice shavings out of it. That's nice. Ah. Scrape that bottom clean a little better, but there we go. All right. Here we're doing a bevel riding cut into the wood, just so you can get a cleaner cut. Not a scrape, and you'll get a better finish. This is more of a cleaning cut, not a roughing cut. This is more of a roughing cut. I'll switch to my 1/2 inch, just because it's got a little better strength over the edge of the tool rest. Where are we at? Here. I'm going to use a little hollowing scraper now. Just like the way this guy performs in this kind of environment. Woo! Get back into my spindle gouge. Actually, I'm impressed this one's staying together. Well, I don't know. This is just really turning the top of a goblet. It's all it is, just without the big stem on the end. That's the only difference. That's the only real difference in turning a bell versus turning a goblet. So the only nice thing is usually you have the big long chunk of wood out here that's holding it on, not a little tenon. All right. Might just try to clean up the sides. I don't have to be all the way to the top, but that's pretty good. Not my normal genre. Do a real light pass here just to kind of clean up the edges. Down there's a little few heavier tool ridges up here that I wanted to clean up before I started sanding. All right, sanding the inside of this is up to you as a person. If you're comfortable if you're comfortable sanding with the lathe running, do it. If you're not, don't. I'm comfortable doing it, so I'm going to, but if you're not, this is not a do it my way. This is do it the way you're comfortable. The red is I'm actually going to use a sandpaper to fix the edge here. Now, if you were wanting to mount a jingle bell in this thing, you could definitely drill a hole in the top of this, put a small string through it, or put another hook eye up there, and then you can hang a string and a jingle bell on the inside, so that way it actually rings. Beautiful grain on this wood. Again, work to your own safety. If you're not comfortable doing this, don't do it. I was hoping to get all the way through it so that way I could hang one on the other end. That'll work. What? Oh. I drilled a hole in the bottom, up in the top, so I could run a screw, so I could put a hook eye in there, and you can hang it. We could run a string and a jingle bell. I don't have a jingle bell with me, but so that way this will ring. You can put a jingle bell in there so it'll ring. If you have a jingle bell, I can hook one up. Yeah, that was just a little drill bit. Same little drill bit I used on the top end. There we go. At least now that looks like it blends back in. All right. On the inside, I'm only going to put the satin, the brown, because you don't need the inside to be shiny. But I know I did trim up the rim here, so I'm going to add a little bit of shine to that one. Finish that off. You just want to finish. So there we go. And just to make it easier to put this sucker in there while it's in the lathe, I'll grab my trusty Gerber pliers here. Needle nose, put it in there and thread that sucker in there. And there we go. That'll work. That will work. Any noise making attachment will work just fine. I can get out of, as long as I can get out of my chuck, we're good. There we go. That'll work. Okay. There we have it. One little bell. Attach that little guy in there. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll tie him in there. And then you got a little noise maker for it. But there we are. And now I'm going to do a lot of hand sanding. No, I pulled it out, but I probably can get one. I mean, a hand drill would work for that. Actually, you got a belt sander I can borrow? I'm like, well, since they want me to show you what I did. Since I had to cut that top off, so I get it in my chuck. Went over to the belt sander and just sanded it all down, and we'll drill a hole. I'll drill a hole in here, put another screw eye like there is down in there on the top, so you can hang it from your Christmas tree. And there we are, a little honey locust Christmas bell for whoever wins it for the Christmas party. There we are. Woo! That wasn't good. Design modification. Woo! That wasn't good. Okay. Just, This is what you do when your screw chuck does not want to work. Oh, at the right act, it seems to be working pretty well. It's my magic hand. working very well. Something is. At least I don't know if this. Yeah, I don't even get any CA glue on. How the heck did I?